It is with great respect that I invite Justice Henry to officially open the breakfast.
Those who fail to learn the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. So wrote the Spanish philosopher George Santayana. This oft-repeated saying resonates in the legal profession as in no other profession. The law is a product of the lessons of history. It differs from professions such as medicine and engineering, which are built on a pool of progressive discovery of new information about our physical world. The law, in contrast, is built on a foundation of old information which must not be forgotten, of lessons from centuries of learning about what not to do. The law also differs from those other professions in that it is concerned with the structures and principles which underpin the running and preservation of our democratic society. Like no other profession, it should be front and centre in educating the community about why laws are as they are and about the need to hasten very slowly before tinkering with them. It thus falls to those students aspiring to become lawyers to learn how the lessons of history have shaped the law and to in turn stand ready to educate others in the hope that those who seek to change the law do not repeat the mistakes of their forebears in doing so. By any measure, the legal education of our youth is vital to the preservation of our stable democratic society. Ladies and gentlemen, I congratulate and commend the Business Liaison Association on hosting today's function. As this morning's excellent program unfolds before you, I trust my brief remarks will provide some persuasive context to your appreciation and affirmation of the importance of promoting legal education and affording opportunities to young people to pursue a career in the legal profession. It is my pleasure to declare open this morning's breakfast with the law.
Currently, the Secretary of the Queensland Young Lawyers Association, Sarah, is here to give her experience on what's law got to do with it. Please welcome Ms. Sarah Black.
Good morning to the Honourable Justice James Henry, Professor Anthony Gray, teachers, students and guests. So I gave quite a bit of thought to what I wanted to come here and talk to you about today because I never had the opportunity to listen to somebody who had experience in the practice of law when I was growing up in Rockhampton and before I was deciding to do a law degree. So I think what I'd like to do today is tell you, not literally, but 101 things that I wish somebody had told me when I was in high school or even at law school.
I wanted to also talk about the biking laws that we've seen in this state this week. Very topical, very draconian. I've given you some of the specifics. First of all, 26 motorcycle clubs have been declared this week to be criminal organisations. Now, the result of that is that there's a few consequences. First of all, that you as a member of a motorcycle club that has been banned, if the CMC, the Crime Misconduct Commission, calls you in and requires you to answer questions, then you are required to answer them. Okay, and that's tough because traditionally we agree with a right to silence, that people have a right to silence. They're not required generally to answer questions if they don't wish to. But this law makes a fundamental change to that system. It says that if you are a member of a motorcycle club and the police call you in for questioning or you go to the CMC for questioning, then you must answer the question. Okay, and that presents particular difficulties for members of a motorcycle club because obviously they are in a group, they have real loyalty towards the group, yet they may be asked to, in effect, rat on mates, or they might be asked, well, do you know of any illegal activity in that club? Now, they may be very fearful about answering that question, but under this law now, you are required to answer. If you do not answer for a second offence, you will have some jail time, and for a third or subsequent offence, you will have more and more jail time. Okay, so one of the important things that this legislation does is to remove the right to silence. And as I say, the judge spoke this morning about remembering history. This is one of the contexts, because in our history where there have been times where people have been denied the right to silence, and people have been hanged because they refused to answer questions. So Walter Raleigh is one example in the early 17th century. He refused to answer questions, he was on trial for treason, he was deemed guilty and hanged.
Another big thank you must go to our event sponsor, Marina Moller Lawyers, who support this event each and every year. Please welcome Ms. Christine Ross from Marina Moller Lawyers, the sponsor of this morning's breakfast, to officially close this morning's proceedings.
Thank you also to the academic community and to the business community. It's great, it's wonderful that the academic community, the schools and the Business Liaison Association can all get together and present something like this. It's something I've never experienced until I came to Cairns, and that's part of being in a democracy. When you're in a democracy and you get a solution, as we've got, you get the good with the frankly appalling. Talk about it, discuss it in your classes, think about what you can do about it if that offends you. It's not really my job to preach, but I just want to say thank you very much for coming, and it's a pleasure being part of the firm that supports a meeting like this. Thank you.